little bit of applause. We're coming to you live in front of our first ship audience.
Yeah.
we have a gathering over here. It's small but mighty. Here, hang on. We'll show you. There they all are. Audience of 4, right? Our first studio audience, ship audience, right? So, welcome to the stream. Thank you so much for coming out tonight. I am the tall man, lovely wife Lisa, and today is actually our 28th day on this particular ship. We have now sailed on it 3 times. We did the Inaugural, which was 14 days, and then we got off and got back on a week later for 7 days, and now this one. Mm-hmm. And we have seen a lot of changes over the past 6 months. And so we're going to get you up to date of what's happening on this ship right now. So without further ado, let's get into the show. All right. So again, welcome back to the show, everybody. We appreciate y'all being here tonight with us. So a few of the things that are different than when we were here the last time. If you've watched the rest of the streams, one of the things we talked about is the app. Oh my gosh, you can't put your phone down. Everything's on the app. A couple of changes. One, the fun times are back.
Yay!
Yeah, hang on, let's give that applause too. All right. Now, it's not like the old fun times. This is just sort of a one page. Mm-hmm. If you remember before, it was 8.5 by 11 folded and then open. There was inserts. None of the inserts are there. Everything that is on the fun times is still in the app. But for those who want that paper in their hands, it is now there. It was in our cabin every day.
Yep.
The notes that I read before coming to the cruise was, if you want that, you have to let your cabin steward know, and they will make sure they do that. We didn't ask. It's just been there every single day. So for those of you who like the paper's back.
It's back.
It's back. Okay. Something else I've been meaning to do the last couple of streams. We have a lot more adventures going on over the next 43 days. And if you happen to get on a ship that we're on and you see us, stop and say hello. You might just get one of these things. All right? We carry them with us. And so these are collector's items right now. First pressing. Oh, we've got people. The audience wants some. There we go. We're gonna make it rain. We're making it rain. Okay, there you go. All right. So there's a couple. All right. Some more changes. For those who want to eat at teppanyaki or, teppanyaki, Fahrenheit
555.
or Rudy's Sea Grill.
Yes.
The price has gone up.
Yeah. I think it's what, $3?
$5, I think.
Is it 5? I was thinking it was
Yeah,
3.
teppanyaki is now 38. I think it was 32 or 33. And Fahrenheit is 48, and it was 42 or 43. So the prices have gone up a little bit there. Mm-hmm. I know there's been a lot of chit chat about, drink packages or non-drink packages and 15 drinks. There's a 15 drink limit. I don't care if you got the package or you're buying them all. 15 drink limit. That's relatively new since we were on here the first time. Let's see what else is new from that side of stuff. Jelly time. Electrolytes. Yeah, Gatorade, Powerade.
Yes.
You can get them from Java Blue. You can get them from Cherry on Top. I'm sure there's a couple others, but those are the only ones that we found. So that's down on deck 6 across from the center stage.
And it is Gatorade, by the way.
Yep. Hello, Mr. Cruise Fever. Welcome to the broadcast tonight, my friend. Oh, I can't wait to get on the Venezia either, but we've got 2 other ships to do before that. We're going to be doing a walkabout on all of them. We're going on a walkabout. My horrible Australian accent.
Horrible.
I don't do accents well, I'm sorry. I can do redneck.
You do accents way better than I do.
Yeah. Good day, mate. There you go. That's all you get. Yeah, no, we're going to be doing a walkabout on all the rest of them. But remember, as I was mentioning, we've been on this cruise. This is our 28th day. We have walked every ounce of the ship at least 8 times, if not way more. And so we just didn't want to waste your time of doing it again, since we've already done that. If you're watching the rebroadcast and you haven't seen that, it's just go to the regular channel. It's in the regular videos. We have shared every single ounce of this. We've now covered 20 plus different cabin types. A lot. Hey, is it pronounced Paola?
No,
No?
Paula.
Paula Romero. All right,
Yeah.
Paula. I apologize. Welcome. Welcome.
I don't know. She might like to be called Paola.
I know. Paola. You know what I'm thinking about. Paola. Oh, my good gosh. Okay, so let's get to the ship itself. Good things, bad things. We'll start with the food, I guess. Overall, I would say the food has been mostly a little bit better. What I mean by a little bit better, we had a lot of occasions where the food wasn't warm. I mean, it wasn't hot, it was warm.
Mm-hmm. Soups are hot now.
Yeah.
Salads are cold.
Yeah, so that seems to have fixed itself.
Yeah, I think so.
Service for the food, with the exception of one night, has been way better than it was before. Okay, so now that they're 6 months into this, I think they have found themselves getting into a rhythm a bit. And so the problems that we had in the first couple cruises have gone away. Mm-hmm. Again, with the exception of one night, we had some slow service. Mm-hmm. Okay. Thank you for whoever gave us that thumbs up. Appreciate it.
Sure do. Thank you.
Was going to ask which one, but you beat me to the punch. Okay. I can't wait to go on the Adventure of the Seas. Yeah, you're gonna love the Adventures of the Seas. We're on our way to the anthem, like
Yes.
right after this.
Yes.
Lisa, did you by chance see if it had a grade 1 called Fierce? Biggie. I'm gonna leave Lisa for just a minute. I'll be right back.
I'm sorry. I am not sure I'm following your question. Did I, by any chance, see if I had the grade 1 called Fears? No biggie. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm sorry. I'm not sure what that is. And Paula said it was me, and this is going to be fun. Yes, it is absolutely. And I have no idea where Tall Man went. And I hate when he does this to me because I stare at the camera like a deer in headlights. And I don't know where he went, and I don't know when he'll be back. So we're just going to, I guess, talk about the restaurants. One of the things that we had noticed was that prior to recently, when you would have dessert, they would ask you if you wanted coffee with your dessert, and they have stopped doing that. It is still available, so that is something that you can ask for, and they do have that, but it's just not offered like it used to be. Same thing, I think they used to ask if you wanted liqueur and cheese things. Those are still available, but you do have to ask for them. Let's see. We had talked once before that the silverware, you just kind of keep your fork and your knife now. They used to replace it after every course, and they stopped doing that. Let's see, what else can we talk about in the restaurants? Yeah, we had our service one night was probably best ever. Absolutely amazing. Fastest. We sat down and the bread was already right there as soon as we sat down, and as soon as we had ordered our soup, it was already out and it was hot. All of our meals that particular day were just as quick. Let's see. Food temperatures in the buffet areas. Let's see. The temperatures has been great. And I do apologize. Like I said, a deer in headlights. I am looking for Tommy and wondering where he is. And also, as I'm looking for him, I'm kind of noticing dark clouds are gathering. So, maybe he went to see if we can find a place in case it starts to rain for us. I'm not sure. But I'm hoping that it doesn't start to rain, but it won't be the first time we've had to run for cover. Let's see, I see a couple of comments here. Jelly time, hand pink waving, hand pink waving, hand pink waving. Okay, and I'm still not sure what that means. And then Mr. Cruise Fever is seeing Royal Caribbean vlogs on YouTube. They have the bread on a table in the main dining room. Yeah, and that's one of the things that they did change. Used to, they would put the bread out on the tables, and you would just pass it around and help yourself. And now they actually do have servers that will put that on your plate for you. They'll ask you what kind of bread that you want. I've been struggling here. I'm so glad you're back.
You can tell who the mouth is. It's me.
It's totally him.
By the way, Jelly time, to answer your question, the balconies, I don't have a measurement, but they are tall. I mean, the only way that you're going to fall over a rail is if you're climbing on it, which is not something you want to do, right?
Yeah, not advisable.
The doors can be locked from your stateroom up high. So if you're worried about little ones getting out, even if it wasn't locked, the doors are heavy.
Yeah, they are very heavy.
It's everybody, they're shaking their head over there. The doors are heavy. So
our live studio audience agrees.
Yeah. So I wouldn't be worried about the little ones too much. Okay. But if you are, there's usually a lock up high as well. So they, even if the lockdown low is open, they can't open it up. Okay. Cloud burst a-coming.
Yes, that's what I'm thinking. I was just mentioning the dark clouds as I was, struggling and looking for you. That they were rolling in.
Yeah, we may have to run to a different location, but we'll keep our fingers crossed.
It's not the first time we've had to do that.
So service is much better. The food has been much better. The entertainment, I got to tell you, is a bit better too.
Yeah.
For those of you who've joined us for a while, I come from an entertainment background. And I'm super hypercritical of entertainment. It's not fun to go watch entertainment with me. I just shred it. When we were on here the last time, all but one show was the world debuts. They were opening for the first time when we were on the cruise the first time. And they were good. I'm not saying they weren't. But they are far better now. They've had 6 months to perfect the things that they want to do with the shows. And they added a couple more. There's one called Evolution. There's a few other, they're not big production shows, but there is so much entertainment on the ship.
They've added a magic show.
Well, that comes and goes.
Yeah.
That comes and goes.
Okay.
Yeah, we watched A Magician today. It was just
incredible.
Absolutely
amazing.
Yeah. Do they have grape? That's my favorite, oddly enough. I didn't look at the colors and the flavors. I just looked to see that they had them for you. So I'm not sure what flavors. I apologize. Okay. The biggest change for me, believe it or not, is wear and tear on the ship.
Yeah.
I'm surprised to see some of the damage, if you will, that I've seen. And I don't know if it's new materials they're trying out and they're not working out. I don't know. You will notice when you get out to the pool decks, if you're climbing up steps, you'll notice the front edge, a lot of them have been cracked off and reattached.
Yeah.
Some of them not even. They've got stanchions there blocking where the part of the step should be. In the bathrooms, the toilet paper holders are falling off the walls.
I haven't noticed that.
Oh yeah, well, I see a lot of bathrooms. There's hey, life is life. You're going to be on a ship. You're going to eat a lot of food. You're going to need the bathroom a lot too. Anyway, so the toilet paper holders are falling off the wall. There's just a lot of those little things that I wouldn't have expected on a ship that's 6 months old.
Yeah, agreed. There's some missing chairs. Even back here where we like to do our live stream, there's these huge benches and one of them's missing. So,
yeah, I don't
know what's going on with that.
Mr. Cruise Fever, not since the pandemic. So we're going on the Anthem Monday. Today's Saturday. Tomorrow we get off this ship, fly to Newark because the ship leaves out of Bayonne. So we'll. I don't want to fly into New York. So we're going to fly into Newark in Bayonne. The port is literally across from the Newark airport. So we fly in Monday morning early and boom, right on the ship and away we go. Yeah, magic shows. Yeah, this guy was great. Manouche is his name. Again, they're sort of atmospheric guys, specialty acts. They're not always on full time. A lot of these guys, they'll come on, they'll be picked up at a port. They're on the ship for 2 days doing their shows, and then they get off and go somewhere else. So I don't know if Manouche is full time, if he'll be here when you guys get here, or it was, because he wasn't here when we were on before. Okay, so yeah, he was great.
Yeah,
he was really
really
funny.
Was. Yeah.
Yep.
And I'm pretty sure he was on our last cruise doing magic tricks for the kids in the restaurants.
And that's what he does when he's not doing his show.
Yeah.
Right? He's sort of atmosphere, walks around dinner and stuff. I don't remember that at all.
Yeah, he
of course,
came.
we're not kids.
Yeah, that's true. He came to our table once, I think, with Blake.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Pretty sure it's the same.
Okay. Well, then I sit corrected.
But he had an actual show, a stage show, and the theater was packed.
So it was
packed.
packed.
Really nice to see.
Yeah, he was really good.
Yeah.
Of course, the show was right before the final bingo.
Oh, that's true too.
Which was the
Win a cruise
bingo. So, but no,
everybody was there.
He was worth the time to sit there. It was very good. So if you come on the ship, and Manouche is on, make sure you catch his show. Comedians, I mean, like I said, overall entertainment has come up a notch. And being from that background, it just, a lot of these shows and or bands, I think they're constructed for the ship, right? The atmospheric bands. And so these aren't people that have been playing together for a long time. And so it takes a little bit of time to get into it, if you will, and get into the rhythm of it. That's all sort of taking care of itself. So we're pretty excited about that. I really can't think of any. There
was one thing that backing up to the restaurants. There was one thing that I did want to mention. The drink stations. The last 2 times that we were on the ship, pretty much the drink stations remained open. So, you had there's a drink station by, Shaq's Big Chicken, and there's a couple in the buffet areas, and they're just all over the place. Well, this cruise, the drink stations would close with the restaurant. So if you were thirsty, you kind of had to go where the open restaurant was to get a beverage rather than just the closest one to you because they were closed.
Yeah.
And I noticed that they did that this time. They hadn't done that the last couple of times we were on the ship.
Speaking of beverages, so for those who have cruised before, it used to be, and again, we talk a lot pre-pandemic and post-pandemic, right? When you were done with dinner, you finished your main course, the table was cleared, all of a sudden a coffee cup or 2 or 3 or 4, however many people are at your table, show up and they offer coffee. That is no longer done. Now they have coffee, but you have to ask for it. So if you're come on the ship for the first time, you're about to sail for the first time since, the pandemic thingy, it's not just going to be there like it used to be. You just have to ask for it. Okay? What is that thing you keep talking about to do when you first get on a ship? You have to go do your muster station drill. Muster station. Okay? What your muster station is, heaven forbid there's an emergency on a ship, you have to go meet at your muster station. You and the rest of the people that are assigned to that station, which equals one of the lifeboats. So each muster station is also assigned to a lifeboat. Okay? Every cruise line handles these muster station drills differently. Carnival is really nice. First thing first, on your app, on the phone, you're going to watch like this little, 30-second video. Okay? And then you're going to go to your muster station. It'll be on your folio, on your card. It's on the back of your door, your stateroom. You can't forget it. You're going to go down there. They're going to ask for your cabin number. They're going to check you in that you showed up. And then they're going to do the same thing live that they did in that 30-second video. So there's another 30 seconds that you may have to stand there and watch somebody put on the life vest, how it goes on, and your water-activated light and the whistle and all that stuff. Okay? So that's what we talk about. You have to do that when you get on the ship. And so depending on what time it is, we always recommend that's one of the first things that you do, right? Get on the ship. If it's around lunchtime, great. Then go to the buffet, eat lunch, go wherever you're going to go to get some food. But as soon as that is done, and before you get on to having too much fun and exploring, go find your muster station. Get that done so the fun can start. Right? The ship can't go anywhere until everyone goes and reports to their muster station. I have been told, and these are rumors, I can't confirm, that if you do not go, your time on the ship won't be nearly as fun as it should be. I'll let y'all look into that however you want to look into that, but there are, I don't want to use the word penalties, but you have to go do this drill. Right? Back in the day, you used to physically have to go show up in a room or stand against a bulkhead for 25 minutes. It isn't that anymore. It really only takes a couple minutes, literally. So go and get it done and get on with the rest of your cruise. Yeah, Royal Caribbean is the same. Watch a video, then go check into your station. Yeah. I think NCL just went back to the old style. They're getting rid of the digital, and they're going back to the... Yeah, y'all had heard that too? According to Mr. Cruise Fever, Royal Caribbean is still doing it, but guess what? We're going to tell you in 2 days.
We'll let you know.
Monday afternoon. We'll let you know for sure. But for now, at least with Carnival and this particular ship, and as far as we know with Royal, it's all digital, right? Which is great. So you can do it when you want to do it, but just please do it. Yes. That way you have no penalties assessed, whatever that might be. Okay? All right. What else can we think of about the Carnival Celebration? 28 days.
I know. We are going to have to find a new place to do our live streams. Yeah.
We've
I'm
gotten
so
comfortable
back here. I love this location, and now we're going to have to go find someplace new.
I got to hang out with Lee, the cruise director, for, 3 minutes a couple days ago. And he remembers us, because anyway, he's like, if you come on board one more time, we're going to have to give you a name tag. You're
that
officially
sounds like
employees.
Something he would say.
Yeah, he's funny.
He is totally funny.
But it's the truth. 28 days we've been on the ship so far. So it is a big, beautiful ship. We can't wait to see the Mardi Gras. We've not seen that yet. The Jubilee, which comes out in December. Mm-hmm. Knock on wood. Hopefully we'll get on that Inaugural. It'll look a lot like this and/or the Mardi Gras, maybe just a different flavor and colors, right? So, anyway, I just want to make sure we haven't missed anything before we let you guys go tonight. This is our final night, so we have packing to do and stuff. So we're not going to hang out forever, but we did promise you an update. Again, recap: food better and warmer, service better all the way around. There's still a few exceptions. Okay. Some of the specialty restaurants have gone up in price. The fun times are being delivered to your cabin,
Yay!
Which is great. And that. I guess maybe we just can touch a little bit on disembarkation. NCL went back to new easy safety drill. All guests were complaining about the old way. Okay. Yeah, we are, it's funny. We used to do all the news with the cruise lines. I mean, I'm subscribed to Tony and all these guys. I mean, I watch them just like you guys do. And, but now that I haven't been paying attention as much as we used to. And maybe some of it, back in the day, I don't know if we mentioned it during this stream, but Lisa and I actually used to have a travel agency. We used to book cruises for people. And so we were like literally up to date with all the happenings across the industry. But we closed that down years ago. And
Now we just enjoy.
And so Mr. Cruise Fever seems to have a little bit of a pulse of some of the back news, and maybe you and I are going to have to be a little bit more proactive with some of these things. We actually, for what we do with you guys, we just enjoy bringing you all the ship so that you can see it if you've never been on here before, and in the reviews there of it. We're not too down and dirty with the minutia of the little things, the news of the day. This person went overboard. This person fell. It's Tony and the rest of the guys out there cover that well with Jay with Ship's Life and Don. I'm sure you watch all those guys. Okay, maybe Mr. Cruise Fever will have to be you'll have to be a guest appearance of ours. Once a week, and you can give surmise what you've seen in the world of cruising for the week. Anyway, all right, disembarkation real fast. So, not tonight. Tonight's our final night, but yesterday, you get delivered to your cabin new tags. Okay, if you remember when you boarded your ship, you had printed off your bag tags that went on your bag, and it showed where they were going to go. Well, when it comes time to disembark, they disembark by numbers. Okay, and so you will get delivered to your stateroom, typically 3 bag tags with a number on there. Hang on one second. I watch another YouTuber who goes on cruises and news. High Seas Cruising. Okay, we'll check them out. Absolutely, because that's what we do. So these numbers will let you know when it is you're allowed to leave the ship. It's not just a big melee, everybody go down there. They do it in an orderly fashion. Okay? So first things first, the night before, so tonight, you got to pack your bags. You have 2 choices. You're either going to carry the bags off the ship yourself, or you're going to put them outside your stateroom with those tags on there, and the cruise staff will take them, get them off the ship for you, and they'll be in the terminal waiting. Okay? So depending on however you got on the ship, a lot of the ways is how you leave. We just let the crews take the bags, and then we go and fetch them out of the terminal when we get off.
Yes.
Okay? So the one way, if you're carrying them, Carnival calls it self-assist. And so that usually will start around 7:30-ish in the morning. So Lee will come on the intercom and say, hey, for those who want to walk off the ship right now with all your luggage, time to go. Okay? So when you get up to the door, make sure that is in your hand, not in your pocket. What was he saying today? Ding! Ding!
Like the grocery counters.
Ding!
Checkout counters.
If you don't have this in your hand and you're holding up the line, there's going to be a lot of people behind you mad, especially those who have to catch planes and stuff, okay? So make sure you have your key card in your hand, okay? And when you get up, you don't need anything else at this point, just your key card, right? The ship security is going to scan you that you're leaving the ship. Once you get into the terminal, you will then need your passport and or birth certificate, okay? So, but to get physically off the ship, just this. So after the self-assist goes, then they start calling the numbers, okay? Now, you can't wait in your cabin. You need to be out of your cabin by about 8:30. So even if your number hasn't been called yet, you have to leave the cabin. These guys have to clean them and get them all ready for the people that are getting on, like 20 minutes after you get off. Right? So, excuse me. So they need to clean the cabins. So you can go hang out at the leader. You can hang out anywhere. You can hang out anywhere other than Deck 6. Okay? Deck 6 is where you will ultimately be leaving from. Okay? But you can't hang out there waiting for your time. So hang out at the Lido. Again, it doesn't matter. Hang out anywhere else but your cabin and Deck 6 in the center of the ship. Okay? Let's see. What do you want, Jelly Time? If you or anyone knows where the bathroom is at Junkanoo Beach in Nassau, it would be great. Okay? I've got no idea. And that's a strange one because I pretty much know where all the bathrooms are. Anyone watching this now or watching the rebroadcast, do us a favor, put it down in the comments if you know where the bathroom is in Junkanoo Beach in Nassau. Okay? All right, so disembarkation numbers 1 through, 30. They will call your number. You'll get off the ship, you'll go through, get your bags, go through customs, and away you go. Now just remember, everything is now in reverse. There's going to be traffic trying to leave the same way there was traffic when you were getting there. So I know vacation is over and we're probably all sad, but deep breaths until you get off the port when the traffic will sort of thin out a bit and be much, much easier around. We do self-take our own. Yeah, we've got, look, we're on a 50-day excursion, so we got 4 big bags. We ain't self-assisting nothing. We'll let them cart it right off the ship, and we'll drag it out to the curb, and then I got to go get the big beast, the truck, and we'll throw it in the back of the truck. And then we're driving back to Central Florida and hopping on a plane. So, anyway. All right, so that's disembarkation. Again, recap. They're going to bring you luggage tags. If you're not doing self-assist, Put the tags on a bag. 1 tag per bag. Put them outside your stateroom the night before. Please, 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 please make sure you don't pack everything. Meaning, whatever clothes you want to wear off the ship the next day, don't put them in your luggage. Don't put them in your luggage. It's going to be awful embarrassing for you if you got to walk out naked. Okay? So just don't do that. Lee's got some great stories of people who packed everything. Don't pack everything. Leave at least one outfit out. So, when you're done with your shower the night before, tonight, right? The night before, you have something for the next day. Okay? Anyway, if you're not doing the self-assist, if you're putting your bags out, keep a set of clothes out, put the bags out with the tags on there. The crews will come and pick them up. In the morning, set your alarm, get up, go have some breakfast. Why not? It's the final day. Let's eat a good breakfast. And then somewhere around 7:30, people will start getting off. Listen for your number. Okay? Yes, seriously. You put your bags out the night before. As soon as we're done here, we're going back to our cabin and putting the bags out.
Yes.
What they do is they put them on carts by the numbers, and the carts live down in the bottom of the ship. So as soon as we pull up to the port, even though we haven't been cleared by customs, they're taking the luggage off the ship as fast as they can, bringing it into the terminal and arranging it for you. Right? They're going to have all the bags lined up in these big rows.
By number.
By number. So when you get off the ship and you get into the terminal, it's like a big open warehouse area in that section, and you'll see all the numbers, 1 through whatever. And so you have to go in there and find your bag. Okay.
And trust me, that is way easier than trying to fight for an elevator with your 4 overstuffed bags. You don't want to do that. Let the cabin stewards take care of that for you.
Yes, cabin stewards. Yes, absolutely. And some patience as well inside the terminal, right? They're not arranged by cabin. They're just arranged by number. So you may find one bag here and then one bag all the way up there. I mean, they may not all be stuck together, okay? Which is also why they call by numbers, because it would just be mass confusion down there if we all got off at the same time trying to find our bags, okay? If you need help, there are porters there with carts to help put the bags in the cart, and they can, push it out for you. Give them a little tip, obviously. For their time and their energy and their service to you, okay? But even if you don't do the self-assist, if they take the luggage, there are people there that can help you. I believe it is Starlink, Robert. Yeah, I believe it is Starlink. We were honest, we were shocked at how good the internet here is on the ship. Yeah. And we pray that the other 3 ships we're about to get on have just as good, because we promised to stream to you guys every night, but we can only stream in the middle of the ocean if the ship's got really good Wi-Fi.
That is true.
I'm the Royal Caribbean ship. It's the Anthem of the Seas. I think it's 2015, 2016. Don't know. That's going to be a coin flip. The new Virgin ship, it's brand new. So I'm going to make a general assumption that the Wi-Fi there is kicking.
I would as well.
And then when we get on the Venezia, same thing. Carnival ship, brand new. It's going to have this speed or better. So it costs a little bit of money. There's 3 with Carnival. There's 3 packages you can choose from. Since we're streaming, we choose the higher end package since we want the most bandwidth. Mm-hmm. But if you're just checking emails and things, you can choose the lower one. Mm-hmm. I can watch with the package I got. Again, I got the top tier. Yeah, I can stream stuff. Obviously, I'm streaming to you through my computer. I can watch anything I want to watch, whether it's Disney, Netflix, YouTube videos, whatever. Okay, so yeah. If you really want to get snazzy, bring an HDMI cable or something. You can connect your computer to the TV in the room and stream to the TV if you wanted. I guess, I don't know. Yep. But yeah, the Wi-Fi here on the ship is amazing. Or we wouldn't be able to be sitting here talking to you right now. We're in the middle of the ocean, sort of. I mean, we're getting close to land, but I mean, there's no satellite dishes out here, I promise. We got a long cable we've been pulling behind us the entire time. We've been plugged into the shore of Miami. Fired up. No, yeah, and it's speaking of which, I was thinking about this earlier today. All the cruise directors, they all have their jokes, and a lot of times you'll hear the same ones repeated by different cruise directors. And I used to think a lot of it was just a gag, just great fun stuff. But eventually, if you cruise enough, you will hear somebody say one of those things that they talk about. And it's shocking. I literally, not on this ship, but, well, it was this ship, but not this cruise. I literally heard someone ask someone else which was the elevator that took them to the front of the ship. Like, elevators go this way, not this way. It's a real thing. So you would be amazed at the things you hear hanging around. Awesome. Last time I was on the Vista, premium Wi-Fi sucked. It's come a long way, and I think most of it's because of Elon and Starlink. So we have Starlink in our RV as well. I mean, we love it. So TV HDMI is disabled. I read it when I looked for Nintendo and Switch. Okay, yeah, I don't know. I do know there's an input button on the remote. And when you hit the input button, you can see all the different inputs. So, I don't know. Maybe it is, maybe it's not. If you want to try, packing an HDMI cable doesn't take up much space. But I could change the inputs on my TV in my cabin. And I got a little crappy inside cabin. We're not in the presidential suite this time. Okay? We're just, we're an inside cabin. Willy Wonka style elevators. Yeah, right? Yeah, no. They go up and they go down. Speaking of which, I know elevators was something we had talked about in a previous stream. We have found ourselves for them to be 100% corrected. However, we've spoken to a few people.
Our live studio audience.
Yes, our live studio audience. For those joining us late, we actually have a live studio audience. Everybody say hi. Yeah. They have had a few challenges with elevators. They've had to wait more than you might expect. We have not experienced that. I'll be honest, we haven't heard as much grumbling about the elevators as we did the first time. The first cruise, but the elevators were horrible for the first 3 days. Them working was probably the novelty. Not working was the norm. And some of it was, we talked about, we were in some really bad weather and some really rough seas. Yeah. And the ship was, the paint was still wet, for gosh sakes. That's how new the ship was. So nothing had been dialed in yet. So by the third day, they seem to have gotten the elevators dialed in, and it was better. It was great. So if you're worried about the elevators, pretty good. Oh, I know what I wanted to talk about. I didn't measure the balcony height, but we measured the bed.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And it was we bring our little tape measure everywhere because this is called Tall Man's Cruise Adventures. We also have Tall Man's RV reviews, and a lot of times we do things from the tall man aspect. I'm 6'4", and there can be some challenging situations for us tall people on toilets and showers and things. Beds being an odd is another one. So I was laying in the bed. I'm like, it's comfortable. Don't get me wrong. It doesn't feel big enough. So I took it out. So when the two beds are pushed together to make a king, it is not a king.
No, it's not.
It is 68 inches wide and 78 inches deep. Not that you all would know this going on in your life, but a king is 76 by 80.
Yes.
So a queen is 60 by 80. So this is just a little wider than a queen.
Yes, but it's shorter by 2 inches than your normal residential queen and your residential king.
Yeah, so if you're tall like I am, your feet are going to hang over. That's how I knew. I'm like, wait a minute, why is my, excuse me, feet hang? Yeah, I measured it. 78 long, 68 wide. A little narrow. I keep on popping her in the nose.
Yeah, he does.
Surprised she doesn't have a black eye already. Sorry.
Every time I roll over and his hand is like right in my pillow.
All right, Macrina, the pizza is super fast. Oh my Lord. At nighttime, there's 8 or 9 guys back there making pizza. And they are just,
They have got a system.
Yeah, so you'll get in line. Now, if you're wanting something special or specific, it may take you a little bit longer. Like if you walk up and say, no, I've got to have the whatever. Obviously, the pepperoni, they spit out twice as fast as everything else. And then the margarita is second, which is basically just the cheese.
And the Blanco, I think, is probably third.
Yep. So
yeah.
If you don't want pepperoni or just cheese, you'll have to wait a little bit longer. But it's super, super, super fast. Okay.
Yeah, it really is. And they bake a ton of these things. And when the line gets long, they'll start bringing them out. And then they have like a tray full of them. Who wants pepperoni? And they walk down the line and anybody wants pepperoni.
What they were doing this time was a little bit different.
Oh, was it?
Yeah. You don't ever get to go all the sort of way to the front. There's a line, but then there's one or two of the guys on the line side just handing out the pizza as it comes. Pepperoni. If you want it, you take it and leave. If you're waiting for another kind, then you just scooch up.
Yeah.
And so, because they're literally cutting a new pie, I swear, every 10 seconds.
Yeah, they're fast.
It's really, really fast.
Crazy.
Robert, I'm between pepperoni and cheese. I love the pepperoni. So you can't go wrong with it. And it's not because it's fast. It's just, I like pepperoni. I prefer sausage. I mean, that's my go-to. If we're at home, I'm going to have sausage. But if I can't have sausage, pepperoni's fine. They do have it figured out, Macrina. You are exactly correct.
Yes.
Do we try the Deco Deli? Yeah, we tried that the first time.
Mm-hmm.
The sandwiches are great. Deco Deli and the pizza, they're side by side. The line is almost the same because they're connected. The sandwiches are great, and they don't cost any extra either. Okay. You like the 4 cheese and the pepperoni. Again, if you don't want to wait in line the extra time, go with the pepperoni. Okay. This is at night. Daytime, the pizza line is much smaller. But at nighttime, like right now, if I was to go down there, there's probably 20 people in line.
Easily.
Yep.
Easily.
Through some of the other streams, when we were walking around at night, y'all probably caught that to begin with. But yeah, pizza's very, very popular.
Yes.
Okay. Let's see. 7 people watching and 2 thumbs up. Okay, y'all got to do better than that. Come on now. Come on. Throw a brother a bone here.
All right, you other 5.
Come on now. Robert, Macrina, calling you out. Thumbs up. Doesn't cost you anything but a thumbs up. Don't make my frog come after you. He's smiling now, but he's got an angry side. Hey?
Oh.
There we go. No, we have not tried emeralds. Some of our live studio audience tried the beignets. Not nearly as good at the beignets, if you will. Not nearly as good as New Orleans. It being more seafoody-ish, we haven't gone there. Lisa and I don't like seafood. It's the same reason why we haven't gone to Rudy's. Mm-hmm. We just don't. Oh, and thanks everybody about the
yes, thank you. Had to beat it out of him.
I know, right? Make me sick the frog on him. There we go. He's smiling now. He's a happy frog. Yeah, we're not big seafood people. Okay. Yes. All right. Well, you keep it. We'll stay as long as you want us. If you've got more questions, guys, please feel free to add them. We'll gladly do our best. At 28 days, I'm not sure there's been anyone else. I don't know if some of the long-term cruisers, like God, what was that dude's name? Steve. Yeah. Steve, Mr. 101. There's somebody on board here that has supposedly been on 200 cruises, not specifically Carnival cruises, just 216. I think somebody said. That's a lot of cruises.
Yeah. I
ran into this guy, Jerry. He's been on 116. I don't know. A lot. There's a lot of people on there. Emerald's is great. Breakfast is good. And the jambalaya. Also, lastly, you've been to the steakhouse on Celebration. Any dish... Dude, I'm partial. You got to get the ribeye, bro. Dude. Again, if you've watched our other streams, we had a Fahrenheit... problem. I gave it a thumbs down. Lisa, oddly enough, gave it a thumbs up. This was one of the restaurants we went to that had horrible service. In fact, Lisa actually never got her steak. That's how bad it was. However, the staff. Bye. Thanks
Bye,
for hanging
thanks
out
for-
with us.
Yes, thanks, guys.
We're losing half of our ship audience. Sorry, the studio 17. That's what we're going to call this, Studio 17. Anyway, we're going to go back this time and try to see if they've sort of come along. But by the time we got to sort of picking a reservation, the only slots were available was like 9 and 9:30, and we didn't want to eat that late. So we're going to try when we get on the Venezia again. Okay.
But some of the other people in our party had dinner there, and service was good there, from what they'd said.
Yeah,
Yeah.
They enjoyed it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I like the ribeye. I love flavor. Overall, did you see a noticeable difference for the better? Yeah, JWE. I know you're sort of late to the game, but yeah, absolutely. Overall, everything has come up. Entertainment has come up. The temperature of the food has come up. The quality of the service has come way up. Couple of exceptions, but a much different experience this time than we had the first 2 times we were on the ship.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you're a little faint of heart, you might not want to go on a brand new ship for the first, say, 30 days until they've worked the little bugs out. Okay. It doesn't bother us. It lets us see where they are, and then we go back again, see where they end up at. We like the progress. The cowboy steak. Ask for the seasoned blend on it.
Ooh, that actually does sound good. You're making me hungry.
No, we're gonna have to go back and eat.
I know, we just got through eating.
No. Yeah, we don't have time for another dinner. We got to pack tonight.
Yeah, we do.
All right. Well, if the cowboy steak is a ribeye, it is bone-in ribeye. Yep, and which is what we get. What I get, without a doubt, worth every penny. Which again, it's I think $5 or $6 more now. It's $48 instead of $40. I swear it was $42 the last time.
I thought it was 45.
Yeah, I don't know.
But either way, it's gone up.
It's 48.
Yeah, it's gone up.
We're going to the Japanese steakhouse. We made reservations. Yeah, Jelly, that's the best way to do it. And it's funny, we tell people on the streams, make the reservations for the things that you want to do before you get on the ship. And we forgot to do it ourselves. So we are guilty here, right? We're not even listening to our own advice. But absolutely, these restaurants, they're not large in the seating capacity, especially for the teppanyaki that you talked about. There's only 3 tables in there. They can only put 30 people in at a time. And it's really an hour and a half-ish experience, 2 hours. So for like a dinner time, they're only going to get 2 seatings, maybe 3 if they start, real early. And the last one being real late. So, yeah, definitely want to make the reservations for teppanyaki and steakhouse prior to getting on the ship. Okay?
And we thoroughly enjoyed the teppanyaki.
Yes. Yes, we did. Yes. All right, then. Well, I guess we are going to say goodnight. We appreciate y'all being with us again on our 28th day on this particular ship and our final day. We have no more plans to come back to the celebration, at least for some time. We're going to go look at some other ships now. In fact, just in case you haven't seen, this is where we're going. That's it. That is 50 days right there in about 90 seconds. We've just done 7 of them, so we've got 43 days left. All right, and so join us. If you're watching the rebroadcast, do us a favor. Hit that thumbs up. subscribe if it's the first time finding our channel. We would appreciate it. If you enjoy cruising and in our sort of quirky kind of humor, come on and become part of the Tall Man Clan. We are going to bring you the ins and outs of all these ships that we're going to be on over the next 43 days. Okay? And until we see everyone again, be safe.